Special edition, right? We talk about it all the time. Sometimes you got to check on your friends, you got to check on your homeboys, no matter what the situation is, no matter where they're at. Sometimes you got to meet them where they're at. And here today, I'm meeting my homeboy exactly where he's at. So I'm just getting in from a long day of work, and now I got to do a little podcast with my homeboy Cesar. What are we talking about?
We'll be talking about a lot of stuff. We'll talk a lot about good stuff. We'll figure out in a little bit.
All right, man, let's go. Welcome back. As I said in the intro, today's a special edition. We're here at a undisclosed location. We're at a hospital.
Undisclosed. I don't think they saw exactly where we were at.
We're at a hospital, man. And I came to visit Caesar because, what turned out, what was supposed to be a day or two or just a quick visit,
It was supposed
turned
to
out to be
a 30-minute visit.
a week. Turned out to be a work week
Yeah,
of medical
almost.
care. And so he started kind of breaking it down for me. And I said, dude, let's talk about that on the podcast. Let's talk about, because it's exactly what we experience, men and women, but particularly men, with that decision. There was a point that when he said something, I was like, that's exactly where what we're gonna talk about today. So, Caesar, one, I'm glad you're upright. I'm glad
I'm
you're
walking,
doing
so
better.
we're good, man.
Because for a while
We're
there,
alive. That's all that matters.
yeah, for a while there you weren't looking.
Oh no, I wasn't feeling or looking good the last couple of days. But yeah, no, it's like you said, it's been almost a week dealing with this nonsense.
And that explains also why. So if you're following us and you're looking for that weekly update, we didn't get to post this week, or we're running late because of that same reason. He was
Our editor,
not available.
Editor, co-host, producer, co-founder, whatever was.
That same guy was in the hospital. And like I said, I would check in on him. It was like every day he was like, what do you mean you're still there? What do you mean they don't know what's going on, or what so anyways, that's what today's podcast is about, man. It's about taking care of ourselves, and when is the right time to take that opportunity to be like, no, I actually need help.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's mental health help, or in your case, physical. But the mental health piece is exactly like it, right? We keep trying to push it off, dude. As men, we're like, nah, we're good, I'm good. Even bust each other's chops, like, nah, dude, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, he needed medical care, and so Caesar, can you kind of break that down on what the first day was like, those hours leading up to it, and kind of what you were telling me, man?
Yeah, no. First off, I think honestly it comes at a great time. We're in June. We're starting off June, which is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I think the message of the podcast, the message of this episode, that's going to be a little bit where it's going to go, a little bit tailored to that men's mental health. But again, it goes into the physical health as well, because our mentality and our mindset is the same thing, whether it be mental health or physical health. I think we respond equally at times, depending on what it is. But yeah, so I started feeling not too good on Monday night-ish, Monday evening. So nothing too major. Wasn't feeling too great. But Tuesday morning, I wake up with a really bad pain and like sharp burning sensation right down the middle of my stomach. A couple hours went by. I'm like, whatever. Let me take some Pepto-Bismol. Let me take some Tums. I'll drink some Topo Chico and I'll be good, right? And I'll be fine. I ate breakfast by like 12:30. Threw it all up completely. So I'm like, okay.
And you had said earlier that the night prior you had a late night, practice on the stuff with soccer, and so it threw you off your schedule. So in your head, you're thinking, "Oh, I'm just off schedule."
Yeah.
So I had a later breakfast.
I usually wake up at 3:30
in the morning.
3:30 in the morning. Head to the gym by like 4. I'm at the gym by like 4:15. Get my workout done. By this point, I probably already had a snack, maybe a quick yogurt before heading into the gym, before drinking my pre-workout. And then by like 6:37, I'm drinking my milkshake, my protein shake. So I'm like, okay, it's 8:30. My stomach's not feeling too well. It's just my schedule's messed up. I haven't eaten anything in like I normally do at that time. And it's been about 7 months now that I've had this
Schedule.
routine. Yeah. So your body gets used to it. So I'm like, all right, it's probably just because I needed to eat. I eat, my stomach starts hurting. Did a couple work meetings and stuff like that on Zoom. Did everything. I was working from home. Threw it all up by like 12:30. Lay down. I'm like, okay, let me lay down. Work from the bed. It'll go by. Take some more Pepto. Continue throwing all that up. Couldn't hold my water. I was drinking electrolytes and everything. Like I was drinking it and throwing it up. So I'm like, okay, something's not wrong. Something's not right here. So I sat down. I'm like, I thought about it. And I'm like, should I go to the doctor? So mind you, this was the second time that this has happened to me. Yeah. The first last year I was hospitalized as well it was a night, just overnight. Everything went well, whatever, but it was the same kind of pain.
For you knew it was like, hey, I've been here before. I remember.
I kind of felt it. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I think I can handle it. I know what it is. I know what they're going to tell me as a doctor if I do go. So I'll just tough it out. I got this. Nah, I came around 2-ish in the afternoon. The pain was just folding me. Like I couldn't sit down. I couldn't stand up. Like I could not be still doing anything. I literally had to be like bent over. It was a weird position.
And you said you went to urgent care first.
Yeah. So right after I felt that pain,
again in your head, what we do, we minimize the pain. Like, nah, I'm good. I'll just go to urgent care, save some money, save some time, all that stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, it's still in the work during my work hours. Yeah. So I'm like, let me just run to the urgent care real quick.
Lunch hour.
Give me more like stronger medicine, some Pepto or whatever, stronger whatever. I get there, the
Pepto
doctor
XL or something.
The doctor's like, you got to go to the ER. I'm like, bro, why? I'm like, it's just a pain. I've been here before. This happened last year. Blah blah blah. It's like, well, it could be a whole lot of different things that could be happening.
That's right.
Specifically, just talking about abdominal pain and things like that. So, drove to the hospital. Didn't go in. Did not go in yet. I sat in the parking lot for about 20-25 minutes, still debating. Like literally in the car, bro, like in pain. I'm like, do I really want to go in? Like, do I really need the ER?
And Cesar, and that's what kind of struck me right there, right? So when you said that, I was like, that's exactly this beautiful reflection of what it's like to be a man, right? And so think about everything in our lives, and it's like, I'm good. And so there's like, when you said like, I was in the parking lot waiting for 20-25 minutes, debating, should I do all this? And not because, he couldn't handle the pain, but it was more of like, dude, is it worth it? Financially, it's going to put a burden on you.
Yeah.
Like literally
take a
couple
of lunch hour. Yeah. Work days.
All that. Dude.
And I think like I said, from going back to the beginning, it's touched on mental health. Because we know whenever we're feeling sad, whenever we're feeling down, whenever we're depressed, we don't necessarily know that we're depressed. We just know we're not 100% ourselves. So what do? We're like, fuck it. It was just a bad day. Let me go have a drink, or let me go hang out with the homeboys, or let me go do X, Y, or Z. But we're not taking care of it. So we're sitting in that car trying to figure out, do I really want to take care of this? Yeah. So yeah, it took a little bit. Until I'm like, you know what? I gotta do it. I mean, the urgent care doctor told me I'm in pain. Like there's no other way around it.
And that's the difference, if you will, to your point about the mental health, is mental health doesn't necessarily cause a physical pain. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it manifests itself.
Sometimes it does.
Man,
for sure,
you can feel it. But for the most part, you could keep telling yourself, I'm good, man. You can still keep sitting in the parking lot and debating whether you should go in and seek help or not. And again, as Cesar mentioned, June is Mental Health Awareness Month for men. And so that's why we wanted to bring that up, man. And we're going to get back to talking to the physical side of this, but it's worth noting that for many individuals, men and women, trying to figure out the mental health side of things and when to seek help is exactly where that critical pivot needs to happen, right? And you have people waiting for you, right? Like in his case, he knew that when he walked in this building, he was going to receive help, right? And
Yeah.
but for mental health, that's not always the case.
No.
It's a hard one to navigate.
Oh, absolutely. And
Anyways,
it's something that we don't necessarily ever take into account where we can get that help. We know that if you're in an accident, you're sick, you break a bone, where do you go?
yeah.
You go to the ER. You go to the hospital. When we're talking about mental health, it's like, who do I go to? I'm not going to go to a therapist. I'm not going to go to a psychologist. So that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm here now. Day 4.
Day 4. So that's why I was like, hey, dude, let me go check in on you, man, because like, what's the deal, man? What's really going on? So break it down, dude. You came in, you're in tremendous amount of pain.
I was loopy right after I got in. They
hooked you up.
They gave me some good. They gave me the good stuff for the first couple of days. So yeah, no, it was.
What did they have you on?
Tylenol XL times 3, maybe. Shit.
He was on that stuff.
I was on the good stuff. I was on. The first day was morphine, and then after that was hydrocodone.
This is where all
bro. Like, woo! I'm like, where am I?
That's where you see the videos of people saying crazy stuff, right? Like,
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I was by myself. Yeah. I don't know what I would have said if I wasn't. But yeah, so it was on morphine, hydrocodone the next couple of days. Still haven't figured out exactly what the deal is. They've run tests. They've done CT scans. They did I even forgot what it's called. It's a scan, like a radio something scan to show whatever. But so I have no idea. Barely went on 50 hours. No drinking, nothing, no water, no nothing, and no food. No. I took 2 sips of water in those 50 hours, and that's because I needed to take 2 pills. Because other than that, all my medicine has been IV. And I've been on IV liquids for 4.5 days now. Dang. 4 days, yeah.
I was messing with Cesar. I said, like, dang, dude, you want to lose a couple pounds? There's other ways to do it. Starving yourself at the hospital, I don't recommend it, man.
Nah, bro. Nah, I got my natural way that I've been doing it now. I mean, I'm down 45 pounds in the last 7 months. So
that's another thing, man. We start talking about like the physical health addressing, but also the mental health, the benefits, dude.
Absolutely.
Of working out, changing your diet,
your routine, bro.
Like getting up early, dude, and knocking it out.
Feel more productive.
100%, dude. Versus sleeping late, rolling out of bed, rushing to work, being late, and you're frustrated.
Being in a pissy mood. Yeah.
You're all pissed off because things didn't go your way and all that. And like, so we strongly recommend, dude, that fellas, if you're listening, men and women, anyone, man, get back on that workout regime, dude, on your regimen, and handle your business, dude. And you know what I like the most about getting up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning is it's the quiet time, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say some things here. Cesar and I were talking the other day, and normally I would say this is probably too much information, but this is the place. This is the like
too much information. Where we at?
We do a podcast, dude, about mental health. What do you think we're doing, right? But I had reached out to Cesar today, and I said, "Hey, man, like I'm not doing well right now, dude. Like I got some stuff," and he's like, "Yeah, me too." And it helped to hear that. Not that I want someone struggling also, but I didn't know if Cesar was just trying to like be my homeboy and getting my back, or if he was really going through some stuff, man. And so I kind of checked in on him too. We're both of us was just like, nah, man, we just got some stuff going on. And what we had said was that, we both have full-time positions. We have all these responsibilities with our families and friends and ourselves, man. We're trying to work on ourselves, dude. And then we do the podcast, and we're working on 3 books simultaneously. And that's not a complaint, brother. Like I'm trying to tell you, everything I just mentioned, I love.
Oh, for sure.
I love going through it. But sometimes it gets a little hold of you. And you just need a little bit more excuse me, man. You just need a little bit more time to heal, bro, and go through some stuff. And what Cesar and I had said was that we're going to just take some time off, man. It might even mean taking a break from the podcast for a little bit, maybe a week. Like, we're not talking about like months. We're just like a week, because he and I probably need to spend some time just individually recollecting ourselves, and then together as a team, dude. And like I said, like, I'm going through some stuff right now, and it's just like, we just go through stuff, man. And if you're in a relationship, man, like, I think people look at me and it's like, oh, dude, you've been married 30 years and you figured it out. I was like, nah, I didn't figure it out. Sometimes we stumbled to the finish line, and unfortunately, man, I think we're at the finish line, man, and it's kind of a tough realization, but I think that without saying too much, I think that my spouse, my partner, and I are in a position and a point where sometimes sometimes a good thing ends, man. Sometimes a great thing ends,
Absolutely.
dude. And how you respond and how you handle that tells you what kind of person you are.
I think that's the thing. It's the way that you respond. Things are always gonna. Things aren't forever.
They're not forever. Dude.
We've talked about it in the
Even our
podcast.
own
I was about to say,
lives,
our podcast is about not being here forever. So
that's a funny way of saying it. Our podcast really is about not being here forever.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
The realization that we are not immortals, man. That we are mere mortals. That depending on how you live, health, mental health, is how long you're going to be here.
If I would have made a different choice on Tuesday,
for real, dude. You know what? Let me just drive off, or let me take my own meds.
You never know, bro.
Hey, let's talk about the privilege, man. Let me humble myself for a second. Cesar, if you didn't have health insurance, what would you do? If you're living in another country, if you didn't have a car, if you didn't have a job, bro, if you was living on the streets, man, and going through some stuff.
I couldn't pay the deductible that they charge you coming in.
Well, 100%. I'm gonna tell y'all, look, dude, we humbly acknowledge that we're in a better spot than most of the world, man. Just being Americans, just a privilege.
Well, you're American.
You're not American? What? Hold up a second. Oh, I got you. You're saying, what I mean
continue.
What I mean is, like, living in the United States, dude. We're so lucky, man. We're so lucky, and I'm so lucky that I was born in the family I was born into. I've had a great life, and if everything ends today, I'm good, bro. I lived a great life. I really have no regrets, and I say that all the time. It doesn't mean that in my most private moments, if I was alone, that I wouldn't want to change some things.
Oh, for sure.
I want to change some things, but I don't live with regret.
No,
Cesar. You can't, bro. Because I think living with regret means that by default you want to go back and like, oh,
I didn't do something right.
And you have to learn those lessons.
Absolutely.
And then move forward, bro.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. I sent you a poem that I wrote not too long ago, actually a couple weeks ago. And we've talked about it on the podcast.
He had to lead it. It's like, look, dude, I'm trying not to cry here, this and that. I said, dude, why you going to send me a poem that you wrote and you cried? You think I'm not going to cry?
I was crying like a little girl. But no, I think at that I was feeling at the most vulnerable, but at the same time, like looking back at the poem and what I wrote in there, it's true. Like, I can't live life thinking or wishing one way or wishing what I wanted to do or what I wish my life was at, when I can continue to live my life now and continue to make an impact in the moment that I can. Yeah. And I think in a few words in some of that poem says, I don't think I'm going to live a long life, something along those lines, right? I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but that's true. I don't know when I'm not going to go. And I'm not saying that I'm happy to go now, or that
it's not an invitation.
No, exactly.
Like,
I'm not inviting you. No. If I live till I'm 200 years old, hell yeah, I'll enjoy it and I'll live to that point. But the point of that was that I don't know when I might leave. I don't know when I might transition. So why not continue to make the impact in the lives that I'm continuing to make, rather than trying to look at the future and trying to change my life or trying to figure out my way around that. I might, depending on how I feel, I might post the poem up,
or throw it in the comments section. You know what I mean?
I could do that. I put it on there, but
because I think that the self-expression piece is really important for individuals, man. As we seek that healing, as we try to figure it all out, man. That's how you
that's how I
express yourself, man, and that's how you heal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like,
and a lot of those times, how we express ourselves doesn't leave your phone, doesn't leave the note section.
You're right.
I wrote that poem, and I wasn't going to share it to anybody. But I was thinking about it. I put it in a video with pictures and stuff, and I sent it to you. I'm like, bruh, you need to see this. But you are one of the few. Well, not now. Few. I actually posted it on my TikTok.
Now the world.
It's up on my TikTok as well.
If you're on his TikTok, you can check that out.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's a journey. I mean, we got to take care of ourselves. We got to take care of each other. I think at the end of the day.
But we're lucky too. We in this podcast and our friendship.
Yeah.
When I told Cesar, I said, I'm just going through some stuff right now. Kind of need to get away, man. And I maybe a lot of people have ever felt that way. You just need to kind of get away, dude. Mm-hmm. And not run away, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not a coward. No. I'm not running away. I just need a little space to kind of clear my head. And
I think we give too much of ourselves to everybody else, to our work, to our family, to the other projects that we're doing, but we don't give enough time to ourselves. We got to have that alone time. We got to have that time for our own. For me, it has become early mornings, going to the gym. That's my me time.
Correct.
That's my alone time. That's when I can be like, all right, let me settle in. Let me do what I got to do. I talk to myself. I sit in the sauna 20, 30 minutes after the gym.
So check this out, man. We just got served, I don't
Gator meal, Vato.
Listen, as long as we've been doing this podcast, we've never had food during the except for we did the tamale.
I don't know if that was tamales, but
tamales.
That was something.
All right, man.
No, this is the first.
This is but by the way, this is a hospital, as you can tell, right? But I was able to order me something.
A nice little pizza.
Nice little pizza here. And I got myself, I got myself a tomato basil soup. Check this out. And it smells
that's
delicious.
That'll be my first meal in like 60 hours.
Yeah, I'll take the top, man. Take that.
What happened? I was going to say something stupid. Of course you're at the top. Of course you're at the top. You're the one that's got to put in the work.
Is that how that works? Check it out, man. Food, dude, also. Food is this beautiful. When you break bread with someone, man, if you're lucky enough to have that opportunity to eat with people. I actually at work, I don't ever eat lunch, man. And I skip lunch most of the time. But it's good, dude. We actually hadn't grabbed lunch together in a long time. So
no, it's been a minute, bro. We've been going and at it at work and everything. It's been hectic, but it's needed. Like you said, I think sharing a meal with somebody is just a different kind of intimacy, I guess, that you share with that person and that relationship building as well.
For sure, dude. Let's see what we got here.
A little salt, pepper.
Yeah, Parmesan cheese. We're talking about kind of going through it right now, and what I was gonna say is like I won't say a whole lot, only because not because I'm so private that I won't say anything, but just out of respect to my partner, because like if they're not here to say anything,
you gotta have both sides.
Yeah, it's not appropriate. Kind of I can't be like, oh, and then she said this or she did this. Like, I wouldn't appreciate it. No, so I won't give details like that, but I'll just say that I understand sometimes people, just kind of stop loving each other, right? not being nice or
and I
stuff
don't
like
think
that.
it's stop loving each other, because I think regardless of what happens,
Yeah,
regardless of anything,
actually, you're right.
that love is always going to be there. It's just a change in relationships. I saw it with my parents when they split up when I was really young. I didn't understand it at first, obviously, because I was real little. But the love, honestly, the love that they had for their children, to
Correct.
be able to say, you and I, as a partner, as a couple, we can no longer be together, but for the love of our children, continue to talk. We would still go have breakfast with my dad once a weekend and things like that. They were able to co-parent us
Correct.
the best that they could because of that love. So I don't think the love is ever going to go away.
I
It's just that
agree.
relationship component of it happens with work.
I'm
You're
not
not
sure.
going to be happy ever.
You're right. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but no, I was thinking about it on the way here. It's like I- I'm always gonna love my spouse and what we had.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't always like each other.
No,
You know what I mean? Like
I don't like
that
you
makes
most of the
sense.
time.
Yeah, but we have an appreciation and respect for the work we do and
Mm-hmm.
for who my spouse is as a mom. She's just phenomenal, and it's just sometimes you just
It doesn't work out.
doesn't work out, man. And even after 30 years. And it's not that we've been living a lie. We've been trying to work things out, dude. We've been trying to do stuff and going out of my way to do special stuff, but sometimes it just didn't work out.
As you grow older, you also evolve as a person and you grow as an
100%.
individual. So who you guys were 30 years ago when y'all first got together is not the same people that y'all are now. So obviously things are going to change. And if at one point that person that y'all were 30 years ago does not match the person that you guys want to be with, then there's no point in continuing a relationship, even if it's been that long.
Yeah, dude. That's what it is. Is that 30? Let's go back. Let's just do some math. 30 years ago, I was 22. I was in the army. I was going through some crazy stuff, trying to figure it all out. And I saw this girl from a distance, and I fell in love. And I just couldn't imagine life without her. And we've had some great memories, man. And I have 4 amazing kids, and 2 that are older that it won't really affect them, but 2 that are younger, and that's where it hurts.
Of course.
That's where we're struggling right there. But at a certain point, staying together is more hurtful
for them,
than separating.
Yeah, and honestly, knowing the little ones, they're smart enough. Even if y'all were to stay together, whatever, and y'all weren't happy, that would be even worse for them because they would see it at the house. They would see it every single day. Now or whenever, whatever happens next, if it is that y'all do separate or whatever, they're gonna see a happy dad and they're gonna see a happy mom.
Yeah, I think that's true.
So even if it's separate or whatnot, they're gonna see their parents happy. Ultimately, they are growing up. They're gonna get older. They're gonna be able to understand it a little bit more. That their parents are happy, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, and because I'm a human being, you'll see that likely my language is going to change a little bit, and I'm gonna. And again, I have nothing but respect for my spouse and the life we've been able to live, the memories, bro. Like
the memories,
it's been amazing. But at a certain point, I have to acknowledge that I think my wife would be happier without me. And as hurtful as it is to acknowledge it, you don't want listen. A man wants to fix things.
Yep.
He wants to fight for stuff. He wants to provide that protection. And I think that has been misinterpreted for me, and keeping my wife in the relationship longer than she wanted to be. You know what I mean? And she's a wonderful person, man. I take nothing from her, but I just think I was trying too hard. I'm like, hey, let's make this work. Let's make this work.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was just some dumb man stuff,
Yeah, and sometimes it takes being that. What am I trying to say? It's more of a man to understand that part and know when to let go or when to end things rather than continue to push things. It takes more courage. It takes more understanding that, man, this is not good for me. This is not good for her.
Yeah.
The you could say, I mean, y'all have been together 30 years. If you wanted to, y'all could say forever.
We could try.
Exactly.
But
y'all weren't going to be happy, whatever, but you, deep down, if you were that kind of a man that's like, nah, we've been together for 30 years, she can't be with nobody else, she's going to be with me, blah, 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 blah. Y'all would make each other miserable at the end of the day.
Very selfish.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like, I've had jobs where they were great. I've had jobs that were average. I've had jobs where when I left, I was like, dang, it's better than I thought it was. Or it's worse than I thought it was. And I think in this relationship, it's a lot like that. It's stepping away and maybe I'll finally have to admit I have some regret because we should have tried to work harder. But I'm telling you, dude, I have gone out, dude,
for sure.
And I don't talk a whole lot.
No.
I don't go to Cesar like, hey, he's known for about a year and some change.
Oh.
That, hey, man, things are a little bit shaky, but now my spouse and I have decided like, yeah, it's probably best to wrap it up. But 30 years, dude, like that's legit, man. Like we of those 30 years, I would say we had a solid 95% of it, dude, was just amazing. But
for a lot of couples, that's 2, 3, 4 marriages.
For real.
In 30 years.
For real. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I have no interest. Never mind marriage. I don't ever want to talk to anyone ever again. I'm bitter right now. I don't want to talk to you know what I want to do? I want to enjoy cuisine. I'm eating pizza at a hospital, bro, and enjoying it right now.
I'm eating a salmon.
It's good.
I mean, it's a hospital.
Look. I just paid $10 for this pizza.
Cheaper than you would at any other.
I'm saying, like, that's a legit price, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. I mean, am I going to write a review about it? I'm telling you right now, it's good. I've been to restaurants where I have paid damn good money. And it hurts my heart because I'm like, it wasn't worth it, dude. Now, side note, barbecue places up here in Dallas.
I don't even like that barbecue place that you go to.
Don't say the name because we don't want to get sued. But I'm gonna say this.
I don't like it. You brag about it way too damn much.
I'm not gonna fight with you right now. I'm in a good mood, kind of. Nah, but anyways, guys, shout out to everyone who's ever gone through that transition. I can imagine what divorce is gonna look like. I know people have gone through it; they've been all right. I know people have not been okay.
Yeah.
Hey, give me some advice, man. I've never been through a divorce. I've been through a lot of stuff. I've never been through a divorce, and I'm not making light of it. I'm not trying to minimize it. I don't even want it, but I have to accept it.
For sure.
At a certain point, you just got to accept it. And it's all right, man. I'll be all right. But what you'll see oftentimes, maybe comment if you've seen this before, Cesar, people, they start going through relationship issues and then they start taking care of themselves.
Why you throwing shade, bro?
No. I'm saying like that happens pretty. I'm saying you. I didn't mean it like that.
You throwing hella shade over here.
Nah, dude.
I see you.
I didn't even.
Nah, but it's true though. It sometimes that's what it takes. And sometimes that's exactly where that breaking point is, and I think once those relationships at that time, so you learn that no matter who you're with, you got to take care of yourself first.
It's a good lesson, dude.
So
sometimes you overgive in a relationship.
Yeah.
Let's say you're young, you're like giving, but then you lose yourself. You know what I mean?
I know.
This guy, But there's a lot of people listening who we have past 7,000 subscribers now.
We're like 7.
Cheers, man! Thank you so much. And of those 7,000, at least 20, 30, 40% have gone through breakups.
Yeah.
Some kind of difficult situation where we had to get through it.
Yeah.
So you concentrate on yourself, you concentrate on others, you concentrate on your craft,
You focus on
your
you.
art, whatever it is. To you, man.
You try to get better. Because that's the only thing that we can do. We can only take care of ourselves. We can only take accountability for our own, for what we do and what we provide, and whatever we do in a relationship. So I think I said it in a previous podcast. If we're not taking care of ourselves, we can't take care of somebody else.
That's right, man.
We can't be pouring all this love and affection to somebody when we're beating ourselves up and not allowing ourselves to heal or grow or be good with ourselves. So it's very important to take care of your own. And talking about mental health, man, it's important for men specifically now that we're in the month of June to understand that relationships, breakups, they suck.
They suck, dude.
It
happens to everybody.
It's painful, but it happens to everybody. It's part of life.
Before I was married, I was in relationships, and I had girlfriends and break up, and it was hard and it was tough, and maybe for both parties, maybe just for one. We've all been there, man. Think about your first crush, and it didn't work out, right? You're 5th, 6th, 7th grade, and you like someone, and for some people, it feels like the end of the world. And for those of us that get through it, you realize like it'll be all right, man. It's gonna suck, but you'll get through it.
You'll get through it.
You'll get through it.
It happens.
I'll get through
it. It's a point in life to grow and to continue to grow as an individual. And at the end of the day, for you, that's the only thing that you can do. Continue to grow for you, but for your kids too. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna get it if you get a divorce from your partner, whatever. The kids are still going to be there. So you got to be able to take care of your own, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, take care of you physically, mentally, to be able to continue to take care of the babies.
Yeah, there's going to be some times, there's going to be some days where over the next couple months, man, whatever. I've never been divorced. I don't know what this process is like. I assume I've watched family members get divorced.
I was about to say, I've watched divorce court.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start watching Divorce Court. Right now, most of my podcasts are about empowerment and all this stuff and men's health and mental health. And now
your history.
All my history is that. And I'll probably have to change that up and start watching some Divorce Court stuff. But that's all right, man.
It's life, bro.
It's life, dude. It sucks, man. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I wish you could have gone to the finish line and been like, yo, we made it. I don't know how, but we made it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, on many occasions and for many years, my spouse has said like, hey, I'm not happy, and I don't like this, and there's some things you can change,
of course, and
there's some things that you can't change, and for the things you can't change, sometimes that's the deciding factor.
Absolutely.
And I think that's kind of the situation.
And you got to be autocritical, because you can promise all you want to. You can be like, oh no, I'm going to change. Oh, I'm going to be better. I'm going to do this and that. But at the end of the day, you're just extending that, and you're again making each other miserable. So it takes more guts and courage to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to change that. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to be. If you like it, let's move on forward. If not, then I think this is a good point, because it hasn't gotten to a point where y'all hate each other. It hasn't gotten to a point where it has gone so detrimental to where you guys won't even be able to see each other with the kids and stuff like that. So it's at a good point where it's going to be amicably for everybody.
And that kind of hurts to hear a little bit. You don't want someone to get like the term you said was like bitter or like I'm resentful. I don't want us to get to that point where my wife is just hates me. I don't want her to hate me. I want her to transition and be happy. I just sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you, I scratch my head like it's not as easy as you think it is.
Know.
And so that's why I try to explain that to her, like, hey, getting divorced ain't
easy.
It ain't easy. I mean, it's complicated, man. But I mean, I don't know. Listen, my job is to inform, provide those resources, and if my wife wants to stay, for us to work it out, and if not, I gotta accept it. You gotta move on and see what happens next. A lot of people get through this. Most people, handle the business. And,
you want to be the first person getting divorced.
Surely not gonna be the last. They got a whole attorneys.
Yeah.
Whole family law that just covers all just divorce, man. So yeah, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. It's gonna suck though. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, right now I'm trying to be cool and stuff about it, but later on I'll be like,
yeah. Any change in your life sucks. Any end of a relationship, whether it be professionally, with a partner, when we lose a loved one, when we end a relationship, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's how we come out of that hurt on how we're going to be better and how we're going to continue to grow as a person and individually.
Yeah, I go back to what you were saying about being in the parking lot and like, should I go in and get help? And I'm personally going to rely on this podcast as a resource for me to get help to get me through that process. I hope if you're listening today that you get help, man. Whatever you got going on. If it's a physical side, Cesar got help. He's fine now for the most part. He'll get a final report here in a couple hours when a doctor comes in, and he'll be all right, man. He's young and he can bounce back quickly.
Back in the grind tomorrow.
Yeah, we're actually right back in it. But on the mental health side, I hope that if you're having a tough time, that you seek services. And you know what? Real shit, man. Shoot me a little text or a little message, and I think the next couple months are gonna be a little tough for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Check on each other. Be intentional on how you go about it. Check up on my boy.
If they in the hospital, go to the hospital.
Go to the hospital. I mean, fuck.
This guy's IV'd up right now, man.
I can't move much. My IV thing is literally right there. If I go a little farther,
all the moves
I'm just gonna yank it out.
But listen, man. Cesar, I'm glad you're feeling better, man. I'm glad that you made the right decision to leave the parking lot and go into the emergency room, waiting room,
just right there,
and get help.
Parking lot's right there. It took me 10 steps to get into the door, but those were the longest 10 steps of my life.
Man, I feel that, man. I feel that. So if you're listening in and you're going through the same, reach out, man. Reach out to someone.
Reach out to us. Send us a DM. Send us an email. Whatever. We might not know you personally. If we do, great. If not, you can share anything with us.
We go to a lot of conferences, man. So we'll be at the UT Male Summit in August of 2025. We have some other things going on. By the time this airs, you'll already know we would have attended the Desmadre Summit with our compa, Doctora Liz.
Well, this might go out tonight. So maybe tomorrow we'll be at the Desmadre conference, and then the following week we'll post our interview with Doctora Liz as well we did last week. So
that's true.
That might be a little.
What? Let's just post this one tonight, man.
I don't have to edit much, and I'll be here a couple more hours. So.
Listen, if you're on the religious side, throw us on your prayer list. If you don't believe in that, throw us on your what? On
your wish list?
No.
La wish list go.
We'll see y'all next week. Have a good one, man. Get to feeling better, Cesar. Bye.